Hi, it's Mavi, and today I'm here with
Enzo.
And we are going to give you a video, and it is called The Great Candy Corn Tutorial. Today's video is a tutorial with Photoshop. I am using Photoshop CS4, and we are going to make a candy corn so you can see how we made the candy corns that filled up the background of this image. So here is our candy corn pattern we make, and we're going to show you how easy it is to make a candy corn. So the very first thing we're going to do is start with a new file. This new file is going to be 150 pixels wide by 150 pixels tall and a resolution of 300. Our background is going to be transparent. This is generally the size I use whenever I'm making any pattern. It just gives me a lot of room, gives me a nice size pattern. Click OK. Now, before I get started, I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger by holding Control plus, and that just makes my canvas a little bit zoomed in. So we're 300% zoomed in. It's like gigantic, huh? Okay, so the very first step in making this candy corn is we are going to draw a
circle.
A circle. Who would have thought a circle can turn into a candy corn? Did you know that, Enzo? Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to use my ellipse tool. If you want a perfect circle when you're doing the ellipse, here's a key. Hold down Shift while you're drawing your circle. I'm going to keep the color of this circle orange because that's going to be the bottom color of my candy corn. The next step we got to do is we got to change this circle into a candy corn. So we're going to hit Control T to transform this guy. And way over here, we are going to use our warp tool. We're not just using a free transform, we are warping this because we are going to make it not the same shape. If you are in a different version of Photoshop, you may have to search for where your warp tool is in order to find it. So I'm going to bring this up, bring this one up. Oh, it's starting to look like a candy corn already. I'm going to bring the bottom in a little bit. And the bottom in a little bit. How's that look, Enzo?
That looks a little good, but if you want to do something to make it look funky or make it go a certain side, you just do press the left click button and then you just do it towards any way you want between any of these ways. So now it's a little funky pumpkin.
Yeah. It's a little funky candy corn. That's right. You like it now?
Yep.
Yeah, I like it too. Alright, so the next step, we got to add some color in because a candy corn is not one color. So how we're going to do that is we're going to make a new layer. And on this layer, we are going to grab our rectangle tool. And we're going to draw a rectangle at the top. And we are going to change the color of the rectangle to white. Okay, well that doesn't look like a candy corn, so we got to do another step. We got to conform the rectangle to the candy corn shape by putting our finger right in the middle of those two layers, holding down the Alt button until you see those two little circles, and there we go. So we got to repeat that same process for the next shape.
And I will do this shape.
Go ahead. Enzo's going to take control here, and he's going to grab the shape. You got it?
Glitching. Okay, so let's do this thing. Whoa. I think... Yep, that's about the size. And this...
Double click it.
And then we're going for yellow. Let's go for the yellow. Nope, that's not it. Yep, that is it. And now, okay. And now we have finished the candy corn.
Nice job, Enzo. Alright, the very last step I'm going to do here is I am going to grab the very bottom layer and I am going to add a stroke to it. So I'm clicking on my effects. I'm going to add a stroke. I'm going to change this to 2 pixels. And there's our candy corn. How do you like it, buddy?
Good.
Yeah, it's super good.
actual candy corn because this is the actual shape.
Yep. All right. This is an excellent candy corn that we've made. And I'm going to go ahead and grab all these layers. And I am going to merge these layers. So we have one candy corn here. All right. Now that we have our candy corn, we're going to duplicate this shape a couple of times. So we're going to duplicate it the first time. And I'm going to transform it so that we have a smaller candy corn. And I'm going to move it over. Nice. I'm also going to transform it again. I'm going to right click and I'm going to flip it. So it's just facing the opposite direction. I'm going to move my big guy over too. Okay, so we're going to rotate the small one. Okay.
Let's do this thing. There. That would do it.
Awesome, buddy. Now we're going to duplicate this layer and move it up here. Let's make it a little bit smaller.
Yeah, let's make it a little bit smaller. Then I'm going to make a kind of medium one. It's big, huge, big, medium, small.
Awesome. And now we're going to make a final layer. Let's actually flip it. Let's flip this one back the other way. Let's rotate it and make it a little bit smaller. So you can really play around with all of these things. You can make as many as you want. You can make them whatever size you want, move them to where you want, and when your pattern looks just right, you're going to go ahead and go up to Edit, Define Pattern, and we're going to call this Candy Corn. Let's put a number 2 because we already made one before. All right, now if you want to save this for future reference, you can go up to your bucket tool, make sure pattern is selected, and you can save your patterns this way. Save them for later if you want. Okay, so now we're ready to fill in a background with the pattern. So we're going to make a brand new file again, and I'm going to go with inches this time. And I'm going to make this 6 inches wide by 6 inches tall. We're going to make a really nice big square. All right, now we can use our bucket to fill in a background color. What color are we going to fill this background?
I think we should go for black.
Enzo says?
Black.
Black. So grab your bucket, make sure that this is on the foreground color. This is your foreground. And fill that in.
Whoa.
Nice. Now we're going to make a new layer on top of the black layer, and we're going to go up. This time we're going to change our bucket to pattern. We're going to select that pattern that we just made and then fill it in.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nice. That is excellent job. So now you have a background that you can use for your decorations. You can print this out. You can put some Halloween pictures on it. Maybe get your kids' pictures in your costumes, or just put it something cute and funny. Nothing scary going on here, but I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure that you save your work and have a wonderful, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to all of you.
Oh, scary, buddy.